Welcome to a new episode of Blue Zone's Wellness Podcast. Today we have a very, very special guest. We have Mr. Saalem Khamass, an entrepreneur of many companies, a serial entrepreneur, right? You're also social media.
Yes.
Seen you on Netflix.
Alhamdulillah.
I was going to say an expert in economy and expert in real estate as well.
Yes.
MashaAllah. You're also the youngest bank manager in the...
Blessing.
MashaAllah. So thank you very much for accepting the invitation to be
my
my show.
pleasure.
I'm honored. And you are the best person to talk to with the topics that I want to discuss today.
Yeah.
We are entrepreneurs. I live in Emirates for almost 5 years now. I've seen fantastic opportunity in every possible way. And recently people started to say, oh, the market in Emirates in general is collapsed, or it's not coming back, or, a lot of bad rumors that I don't personally believe, but I wanted you to put a spotlight on these kind of topics.
Thank you very much, Brother Tariq, for this session. And to be honest with you, it's what you see is not something new to the UAE. We've been into similar tornadoes a couple of times.
True.
Right? And this what gives a good indication of how UAE and the rulers are managing this country and managing their economy in a very profitable, legit way. And they never failed.
Alhamdulillah.
Usually when we say, like, we've seen a lot of organization, let's consider this country as a normal business or entity or organization, right? There are so many organizations where it has so much money, but yet they collapse.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Because of what? Because of mismanagement, right? So similar to the UAE government, thank God we were blessed with the wisdom of the rulers, the way they manage this beloved country, and then also we were blessed with the oil, right? But not to forget that it's not about the money, it's not about the resources, it's about the mindset and how the vision and the mission and how they're setting up this country in a very professional way, in a very organized future mission and mission. You got my point?
Definitely.
And this is how they've managed it, and this is how they bypassed so many obstacles which came across the economy, and they did very well, and they managed it very well. And then because of that management, the country has boomed.
Let me tell you and agree with you, because Emirates is not the richest country when it comes to oil. There are richer countries in the region and even in different regions, but they didn't reach, with all due respect to all the countries in the world, but didn't reach nowhere near the improvement, the advancement, the technology that, mashallah, Emirates have reached. So it's definitely down to vision. I think if this country has no oil, it would have reached the same heights because it's a vision.
Exactly. I mean, if you've seen, as you said, there are a lot of countries that are far 10 times or 100 times richer than in the oil production, right?
Yes.
In the oil field and so on. But yet you don't see their economy boosting to the economy of UAE, and not to forget it's still young country.
It's very young, mashallah.
Right? So you're talking about the establishment of UAE till date and what they have far achieved, not only in the manufacturing, not only in the oil, not only in the real estate, in all the aspects.
AI,
very much
medicine.
Diversified and different means of businesses. Yet they have far exceeded so many other developed country in advanced.
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
And alhamdulillah, you can see that in the chart they're reaching to the second or the third or the first.
And now when I go, I have a family near Manchester. My kids live there, and I often go to see them. And when I land in Manchester Airport, I'm sorry to name it, but I feel like I've gone backward.
Yeah.
Like 10, 20 years backward. I want to go back to Dubai.
To be honest with you, this is the thing. I mean, when you see the investment has been actually invested in the right places, it's very tangible, right? You can witness that, and it's not just like, okay, we have done so much development, we have done so much investment, but that yet you don't see it live in front of you. I mean, every year you see the roads have been changed, the infrastructure has been changed. What to the better path, to the better road map. Right? I mean, today, if I don't use the navigation, I lose my way going back home.
Yes.
You got my point. What does that tells you? It tells you there is the investment has been invested in the right means, right?
And it's tangible. You can see it.
Exactly.
Everything is gone digital as well, which is amazing. It makes life a lot easier.
Exactly. And now, if you go to any business entities or business centers and you try to establish your businesses, look at the smooth and the easy way.
You don't even need to go.
Right? You don't need to be. Everything has been done online, right? It supports and helps those. I mean, investor when they come over here, it allows them to have that smooth and easy way of operating their businesses, right? And this what catches their eyes out of starting their businesses and starting their startups businesses over here.
You give me time, you give me convenience, you give me safety, security.
Exactly.
Okay, now talk to me about the 2 tornadoes, as you mentioned, and how did the country overcome those
No, I mean,
challenges?
we're talking about 2008 when that bubble burst, right? And everyone was actually alerting us in the beginning that this will happen in Dubai and that will happen in Dubai, and then it's all over, right? We came across that bubble, and yes, we witnessed the disaster what happened. But again, touch hand and touch wood. The rulers of this beloved country, they did their maximum effort and they did their best effort to regain the trust of the investor, and they did their effort to rebuild whatever people they lost the interest on. You got my point? And then, thank God, from that we went to the extremists.
Yes.
Right?
Before
Whether
COVID.
it's in construction, whether it's in real estate, whether in manufacturing, whether in a government summit and government a new business mindset, everything has changed since then, right? So every disaster comes to you, we learn from it, we develop and we evolve. Right?
Absolutely.
It's not like you've seen so many other places where because of those disasters, everything has collapsed and there is nothing has been changed
There's no
since then,
comeback, yes,
right? There
yes.
is no comeback. Right?
Yes.
But yet, UAE government, especially Dubai, they have done their maximum effort of trying to find the new creative ways of changing the methods, trying to resolve it in a better way, they tried their best level and maximum level to give a better solution, an easy way of bypassing that, and then also to prevent themselves from happening again. Right?
That was the main thing. That was the
Exactly.
main thing in 2008, because the measures have been put in place to ensure that never happens again.
Exactly.
Then it goes up till we hit COVID. Right?
Exactly.
And then things happened.
I mean, COVID, that's something that nobody expected, right? Now, when you say something about force measure, that's an actual force measure,
Yes.
Because it's not in your hand, it's not in our hand, it's not in government's hands, it's not even political, it's not something that nobody expected
like
to happen, right?
earthquake or tsunami,
Exactly. Something was chaotic, like we never expected to see something like this, and then we were not even prepared for something like that.
We never dealt with anything similar before.
But when this happened, immediately everything was organized, everything was set properly. They have created all these entities, authorities, process, procedure from scratch, from nothing, right? To have everything prevented, protected, safely, security.
And running
operationally, right?
Yes.
And all of that happened within, you're talking about 2 to 4 month maximum, and then everything went back to normality, right? Where are there big organization or countries or entities, they took years and years to come back to the normality. I know they suffered like more than a year and a half or 2 years, right? They were a disaster, and then they destroyed so much that nobody could even fix it.
Actually, Emirates was the first country to operate, first country
to reopen again.
And also first country to flourish, first country to to fix or correct
the situation,
the deficit that happened in the market, especially real estate, and to rise again.
Exactly.
I was in England during COVID, and I was watching where's my next destination. Where am I going to go next? Because I didn't want to stay in England for a long time. I was previously in Bahrain.
Yeah.
Bahrain is beautiful, island. I loved it. And then I moved with COVID, of course. I used to work in hotels, and all hotels have shut down. Then, and I was watching. I said, like, okay, now I'm going to Emirates, and I never went back.
Yeah,
I went back for vacation.
Because they opened everything back, and then the safety and the measure was already there, right?
It was there,
but they made sure that the people, they don't suffer, the companies, they don't suffer, the organization where they establish everything, because see, if there is no upper authority put their hand on finding solutions, trust me, so many entities could have been clashed in a massive way that nobody could save them. You got my point. So this is where you see the humanity and how to find solution and how to fix the situation, not only for the locals but also for the expat who stayed over here, who lived over here, who established their businesses over here, and then they safeguarded their interests.
We see no differences other than the traditional clothes. We are all the same.
Yeah, exactly.
His Highness Sheikh Mohammed, he said that we are his kids.
Exactly.
Everybody.
Exactly.
Excluded nobody, which is amazing. We feel it, we love it. That's why we are here. And I tell you something though, watching what happened in the last couple of months or so, my license, I run two businesses, related, but two businesses. License was about to expire. I got time, extra time to renew when I'm ready, when things are better, and also got discount. And I saw that there are discounts and opening new companies, so I did another one, and alhamdulillah, it's come
managed
back.
to coop up and everything.
I got the support. I was able to pay full price, to be honest, but that little that support that I was given, it made me wow. I want to be here. I'm going to open a new company, and I did.
Exactly.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, and it was discounted, which is amazing, and it's gone as fast as the previous one.
Alhamdulillah.
In a few days. So, how do you see the direction, especially tourism and real estate in Emirates in the coming?
Everything comes with the reputation, right? The moment you have a scratch on the reputation, it gives a fear. And then where there is a fear, there is a backlog.
Yes.
You got my point? So the moment the fear goes off, people, they come back to the normalities. And the good thing that the reputation of Dubai has been there years and years. And everyone knows how everything has been managed, regardless whether in the good days or the bad days. Everything is managed in a very professional way, in a very legit way, in a very humanitarian way. You got my point? So that reputation will always make sure that the people will come back, no matter what happened. You got my point? Yes, people will a little bit they will have the fear, right? But there is no doubt that's a human nature, right? When there is a fear, you will always be, like you will try to safeguard your interests. You will try to protect yourself. You will try to, but again, when you come back to the comfort zone, you will always know that this is the best place to have that comfort zone. That you will always know that this is the only place where I can protect my interests. This is the only place where I know that I can evolve, develop, reach, succeed, right? In a short period, in a faster way, in an easy way. So
it's not that easy though. Competition and stuff.
The competition is always there.
No
the
opportunity is there.
Right, the opportunity is over there. And see, the UAE gives you that the opportunity, but not to forget that the UAE also provides you the platform.
Yes,
the platform, the foundation where it helps you to standardize your business. It helps you to elevate your business. It helps you to globalize your business. Right, because of the platform that exists over here.
The only competition is with different players in the same field.
Yeah.
But
we always say the competition is a healthy way in doing business, right? If there is no competition, you will not succeed, right?
Because you fall into your comfort zone and
exactly.
Get overconfident maybe. But whenever there is competition and tough competition as well, it keeps you on your toes. Like you're always on the go, always observing, always want to do something better.
Exactly.
You get payback على طول. Straight away. You see the rewards.
Yeah.
Very, very, very quickly.
Yeah.
So Do you think people will come back?
I don't think the people will come back. The
They
people
came
that
back already.
start coming back
Yes.
because in
Roads are getting
in
busier.
the beginning the roads was a little bit. I mean, Dubai was always known by the traffic, right?
Yes.
So we felt that traffic was reduced a little bit, and then I think now it's been tripled.
It has come
Right?
back.
It's
Even though
been hectic.
we're off season, we're summer.
Exactly. I mean, we're starting the summer, and still the roads are packed. The events start coming back. All the businesses start refreshing again and again, right? Non-stop. So this is a good indication. And I know, and I'm 100% sure, and I have the confidence that things will even be much better than before.
I believe so as well. I believe so. And, I know it's going to happen because I trust the place, I trust the rulers, I trust the country. And I'm to be honest, I was not impacted in any way. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Not me, not my family.
Alhamdulillah.
No, not my business.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Everything is fantastic. And I also started to see people coming now. I've seen tourists. I live, like near Marina, JBR, this area.
Yeah.
It's actually getting busier and busier daily.
Exactly.
You walk there, it's alive, it's vibrant, it's amazing. Talk to me about the real estate market.
Yeah. So, if you look into the numbers that you see the economic department and then the land department, if you see the numbers, Brother Tariq, you will be shocked to see the percentage of the purchase, which is tripling.
So do you mean it slowed down for a bit?
It's not slowed down, but it opens the door for new opportunities because those who were holding back at the time when the prices were very at the peak, right? So now it allows them to reinvest. So you're opening. I mean, when you have a niche market where the prices were high to the sky, those who were in the middle class were very difficult for them to purchase because they knew the prices were very, very high and they couldn't afford it. But now you're allowing that also to open the door for them to reset to certain properties where they did not hand over yet, right? Or they're starting to have the new project, where they understand the current price market value is actually at an average price. So that average price and the average opening will allow the doors to open for the average people who are willing to invest on these controlled prices.
But the prices have not been impacted that much.
It's not been impacted that much, but I'm talking about the new project where they're going to launch. Okay. They understand that they cannot go to the peak, right? Because the peak were at a standard percentage rate on a time value, right? Now the time value has changed. You got my point. So they're resetting the price into to the market value.
What about the investors that already?
So the investor that they already invested, it's their own. Their own capital, right?
Yes.
So that they're still holding into their assets.
That's amazing. It's really amazing.
No matter what you do. Once you understand the property, real estate property, there is no harm because it's a tangible asset. But it's different from the cryptocurrencies. They're different from the stock market. All of that is okay. There is variables and it changes and it can hit you hard, right? When it drops, it can hit you hard. When it goes high, then that's a celebration. But when it comes to a real estate, it's always tangible assets that you have a value on.
So prices may go down a little bit, but then if you wait, it comes back up.
Exactly.
I've seen this on the rental market.
Exactly.
It dipped a little bit.
A little bit. It's not to the expectation.
Now they raised the prices again.
I thought it's gonna drop like really bad. I thought they're gonna drop like 40-50%, but no, it didn't. You can say maybe 10%, maximum 15%.
I think it was maybe a little bit more, but then it picked up again. Because I look at properties daily. I have passion to see. Check what's happening.
Exactly. So the purchase power, when you're talking about the purchase power, yes, it's reduced a little bit, but again, it's coming back to the normal base.
I have no doubt. Now, what about you? What about your future plans? I know you say a few companies now, mashallah.
To be honest with you, whenever you fall into such situation, you need to think out of the box, right? And this is exactly what I do in every situation that I fall on, and this is what I follow the lead, or the lead of our leaders. You got my point. And every time you see that there is a disaster comes across, right? The procedure changes, the method changes, the roadmap changes. There is alternative way, creative way of finding solutions, a creative way of fixing your business strategy. So that's why you see when the pandemic happened, a lot of people they gave up. Right, they surrendered to the situation, and then they shut down their businesses.
Yes.
But there are also other people who are flourished. There are other people who went high in the sky, right? Because they thought that, okay, now no one is approaching the restaurants, no one is coming to the restaurants, so therefore shut down, right? But there are yet other people that said, you know what, this is a good opportunity, and instead of focusing on the retail shops or the restaurants, let me focus on the delivery. Right?
Yes.
Let me apply to the application. I didn't have an application before. Let me establish an application. Let me have a delivery plan in a different way. Let's coordinate with the delivery companies, right?
And then cloud kitchens flourished as well.
Exactly. The cloud kitchen, the dark kitchen, and they went crazy. You got my point.
So adapting and navigating.
Exactly. So you need to find a creative way of coming out of the box, right? And if you look into the real estate in the beginning and you look into it today, it's completely different measures. It's not the same, right? So every business has to change based on the trending market. Now, if you look into the telecommunication companies, in my days, when you're talking about BlackBerry and Nokia, it's completely different, right? Now, when you're talking about this generation, it's completely different. Exactly, it's completely different, right? And if you don't cope up with what's going on in the development, especially now the AI is coming across, right? So if you don't adapt the AI into your businesses, you're losing a lot, because that also supports and helps and makes our life very easy and simple to run the business. Where if you require to understand the numbers, if you're required to understand the reporting mechanism, the purchasing mechanism, the impact, the time frame and the value frame, you can get it in a split of a second. You got my point. You don't need to do all these researches. Now AI supports and helps in that manner and that methods. Not only in the real estate, but also in the construction and the manufacturing, in the general trading and transportation. In all means, it adds a value to it. So you need to adapt all these technology, which now it's been trending market.
And everything is available. Everything's available to us.
All what you, because see, and especially in the real estate, what you require a database. So now, before you're depending on the broker and what the broker have in his hand as a customer base, right? Now,
yes.
when you have an AI application now, gives you all of that in a split of a second, right? It makes a huge difference. Now your dependability, instead of having that manpower, right? Now you have the AI replacing that. You got my point?
Yes, definitely. It saves a lot of time and it does people's jobs.
Exactly.
Not everybody, of course, but
exactly.
You can save.
So this is what I meant. Like you need to come out of the box. You need to think creative. You need to think wise, right? Now instead of working hard, you need to work smart. And how do you work smart? Adapting all these new technology, which is coming on the way now, especially in the social media. Now, social media is actually has a force of impact in your business and the way you run your business, right?
So you did apply also the personal branding technique to your company.
When you're talking about personal branding, this is what I always believed in. The moment that the people, they understand who you are as a person and the way you think and the way you manage your businesses, they will always trust you as a person instead of trusting your brand, right? So the moment they trust you, they will always, whatever product you throw on the table, definitely they will trust that product. Similar now to most of the big entities, what do? They look into the successful entrepreneurs. They look to the successful movie star. They look into the successful footballers, sport people, right? And all these players who have achieved and did their maximum level, they understand that these people, they reach to the professionalism level, right? So they know how to run their business properly because they knew how to manage themselves. If you know how to manage yourself, definitely you will know how to manage any business that come across the table. So I always believe that self-branding is very important. You want to sell, you need to gain the trust from the people. The moment you have that trust, anything you put on the table, I trust that it will go smoothly.
Can we expand a little bit on this? If you manage yourself, you're able to manage businesses, because I really like this quote.
Because see, if you fail in managing everything that you have within yourself, how would you succeed to manage something else? You got my point? So when you have a person, that's why when in my social media, I will always focus on the way I think, the way I manage my health, the way I look, the way I represent myself, the way I communicate with the people. So it's very important for the followers, for your clientele, to understand who you are. The same thing when I do a business, it's very important for me to understand who's the owner, who's the decision maker. So when I see the decision maker is a full-fledged, grown-up person, professional person, he's very well managed properly himself, right? Definitely he will manage the business. So when I see a successful business, I always look into the person, the owner or the founder, and I see that person.
What are the measures that you look for? Or
I mean, the whole personality, the whole package, right? The way he represents himself, the way he look, the way he communicate, the way he manage the people, the way he's representing himself, right? And then you respect that person, definitely you respect the business that he has.
Sure. So
right?
Also you look at like the way they look like physique-wise as well.
Everything.
Does it make a difference?
It makes a huge difference. Obviously, now you will see also on the social media. Now let's talk about Dwayne Johnson's, right?
Yes.
When he started with his career, he started with the way he as a wrestler, right?
Yes.
And then became in the movies, how he represented himself, the character, the charisma, the aura, right? And then the physique, his body, his health, everything made a huge difference, and he always remained in that. So now, whatever brand that he created, he created I think he became a huge shareholder in this water bottle, Vox, I think,
yes,
right? And
he does anything, it works.
The moment he touch any product, right, that product becomes successful.
Because he is an amazing ambassador.
Exactly. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the same thing. Right, so he was successful in everything that,
even as a politician,
as a political, as an athlete, as an actor, as an entrepreneur, as everything. So you understood that it came from that person, right? The way he thinks, the way he manages himself, the way he manages his health, his mindset, his businesses, and everything. So you trust that person. The moment you trust that person, everything comes across him. You will trust.
I believe, and I think I'm not wrong, for every successful individual, there is some sufferings.
Yeah, for sure.
And this sufferings is like the fire that molds the gold, or
exactly,
or the pressure to make the diamonds.
Exactly.
And I believe I've heard you talking, but you never mentioned any real scenarios or real situations that happen.
We are a human being. I mean, there is nothing comes. So everything everything. I understand that commodity comes from a pressure.
Yes.
Now the gold doesn't come on the surface just like that.
Oh my God!
Right?
Yes.
It's because of a pressure. Now any jewel, diamond, doesn't come from a normal water or air. It comes from a pressure, right? This is how you extract the diamond, because of a pressure, because of the atmosphere, because of the sand, because of the oxygen, because of so many elements that comes where you can find the diamond. So the human being, the same thing. You can't have someone who's in a comfort zone and then you see him in his star peak. Everyone comes from a pressure. When there is a pressure, you will see the outcome of that person, right? So this is how you learn. This is how you gain an experience. So being as a human being, definitely, I've been into so many pressures. I've witnessed so many chaoses. I've lost so many businesses. I've lost so much money in the market, right? But again, I've educated myself. I learned from the mistake that I have done. I learned from so many things that happened to me in my life, and then I took that a mistake as a lesson. I didn't take it as a regret.
So
I took it as a lesson.
When you get the hit, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
I mean, whenever you get a hit, you need to back up a little bit. You need to slow down. You need to reset. You need to slow down. You need to understand where is your priority, and you're spending your energy on something which is not valuable to you. You got my point? So this is what I do. I always step 2 steps in the back, look into the things in a proper way, in a wider picture, and try to educate myself, try to give an example to myself where exactly my mistake is and how can I avoid it. So if I mean, while you're walking on the path and then there is a hole in the road and you stepped on that hole and then you fell. Now, when you go back, what you will do? You'll step 2 back and then you will go around that hole, right? So you don't fall back again. So the same thing in the business or in your life. When any obstacle happen to your life, you will always do the same thing, right? So that you prevent yourself in the future. If anything happened to you, you already took your lesson and you know the consequences, what will happen if you do the same mistake twice.
Shouldn't.
Exactly.
Nobody should.
Exactly.
So you take the learnings, you step back, you analyze, and you bat yourself and go.
Exactly.
Don't say, "Oh, I've lost money. I'm not going to do it again."
See, you can. Regret will never take you any place.
It doesn't.
Right. You can't fix the path. We walk toward the future. We don't walk toward the path. The past. So it won't add a value. So you want to add a value to your life, you always look into the future. So now if you want to walk to the future, you need to understand what sets and what's the goals, what's the mission and the vision that will allow you to succeed and cross the mistakes and the obstacle that you've seen in the past.
I want to take you back a few years ago when you started working in the bank.
Yeah.
How did you feel? How was the experience? Because
I've basically, because my major was in accounting, and then I understood that everything comes from money, right? So all these successful people, all these powerful people, everything related to the money factor, right? So for me to understand the people, to understand the success, I need to understand the money. If I understand the money very well and I understand the formula, how 1 + 1 = 2, and that 2, how can it add value, and then how can I turn that 2 into 5x or 7x or 10x or 100x, whatever. The moment I understand, I will understand the whole business scenario from the beginning. So I forced myself to be in the banking field. So when I went to the banking field and I start monitoring and I actually looking into the people, and then I look to the entities, the operations. So you have retail, you have commercial, and then you have the corporate. What's the difference between the retail, commercial, and the corporate? So the small entities, how they establish their business and how they become and they develop themselves to become to a corporate level, and then from the corporate level how they can sustain. Because I've seen a lot of people who have been to the peak of their life and then they fall again. What was the mistake? So when I check the transaction, I check their daily cash usage, and I've seen the expenditure went to something not related to the business. I understand that they're going to fail. Okay. And I've seen a lot of people who actually sustain in the market because their expenditure was actually into the business, not into something else. Because a lot of people, the moment they have reached to that goal, that start from scratch, and they did something, and then the moment they have some money, they'll always go into the materialistic figures. You got my point? They will start spending on something which is not necessary, and then they forget about the actual base where they started their business.
And here's where
this is what the failure starts.
But as a young person, just graduated from the United States, and you walk to the bank as a GM. How did your colleagues see you, the older ones in the bank? Did you have any challenges? I
had so many challenges because the people, they didn't understand that. So when I came from the state and I worked in the bank, and I was just a trainee, right? I was under probation. So my first question was actually, I went to the bank manager, the branch manager, and I asked him, how can I become a bank manager or a branch manager? And he started laughing at me. Yes. Right? He's like, you just started and you're asking about to jump for all these authorities, hierarchical authorities, and you're looking at a bank manager. You crazy or what? So that hit on my brain. It's like, you know what? If you're able to do it in that longer period, I will challenge myself to do it in a shorter period. But the only thing I need to do is like, how can I connect and how can I educate myself and how can I learn reaching to that level? So all the people, when they came, they followed the procedure and the guidelines. I did not follow the procedure and the guideline. I followed the protocol to reach to that level. So when I saw and I monitored every person in the branch, and I saw that they took that time, right, and they didn't educate themselves and didn't approach the client or approach the customer to understand in which level they fall in, right?
Okay.
They remained in the same comfort zone. So I challenged myself. So I said, you know what? So I learned how to be in the operation. So let me learn how to be in the retail. So let me now educate myself how to be in the commercial, and then educate myself how to be in the trade finance, and so on. So I jumped from place to place by myself and educated myself. So the moment I saw that I have a general information of every department, right? I created similar to not an application, but similar to a procedure of how to train a trainee when they approach the bank. So I gave that proposal to the management, the top management in the human resource department, and they were very happy about it. They were very shocked, is that how can such a person come in a training program and create a training program himself?
Wow, okay.
So that opened a door for me.
That was
the first.
For you in the
That's the first,
spotlight.
exactly.
Since you have worked with money for so long and you understand money, can you give us an advice about money?
I mean, see, I've witnessed so many people, they don't understand the value of the money.
Yes.
Right? The value of the money stands where the effort stands. So a lot of people, they have generated money without an effort. Right? And that where it creates the devil within themselves. Right? So I've seen a lot of, let's say, kids, they have earned money from their parents without putting in effort. When they grow up and that money has been handed over to them, what do first? Throw it around, play with it, right? Because they don't understand the value.
They don't understand the value too.
Right? But to look at the vice versa. When someone has been raised in a house where there is no money, there is a poverty, and they worked very hard, they did their best level, and they gained penny by penny, and then they reach to the level of success, they value the money.
Of course.
Right? And they understand where to spend that money in a proper way. Because at the end, they reach to a level where they know that the moment they lose this money, they lose the value. So therefore, they don't sacrifice in losing the value.
They've seen both sides.
They've seen the both sides.
And also some people that inherited money did very well because they were raised
properly.
Yes.
They understood the money. They understood the value of that money. They understood that their parent worked so hard for it. It didn't come that easy. Right?
It goes easy, but it never comes easy. And if it comes easy, it will definitely go easy.
So the moment that you don't train yourself, train your brain, train your mindset, train yourself to have an expert in anything you do, you will lose control of controlling the money. So let's say now you are a chef. Any place I take you, you will always cook.
True.
Right? You're a teacher. Any school I put
you
will always teach. You're a driver. Any car I give you, you will drive. So you will generate money. Right? So the moment you understand that you utilize your expertise in creating success, money will come along. Right? If you don't have any expertise and you never educated yourself, you think that money will create an expertise, that will be impossible.
No, expertise make money.
Exactly.
Unless you take the money and spend it on yourself. Yeah. But this is also your own make.
Yeah. So this is where I saw people fail. They received the money went, they don't have anything to provide.
Finished.
They don't have any expertise to provide.
So the advice is to understand the value of money.
Exactly.
About investment, where would you invest as
to
younger people?
I always advise the young generation. Not to fall into the not to be provoked by big entities, by corporations, because the moment they see that someone who has luxurious cars, who has houses, palaces, and this and that, and they think that this is the right method and means of being successful, they will always fail. You got my point? Everything starts with this, with step by step. Everything starts with the scratch. Everything starts with following the actual formula from the beginning till you reach to that level. Now, when you invest, you try to invest in something that which can be managed by your own hand. You got my point? So if you have a set of a capital and then you want to run an operation right? You can't run an operation with 2 people, right? Or 50 people or 100 people. You need to understand that how the operation could be set in the beginning.
Absolutely right.
So I've seen a lot of people, they establish a business and then they hire people and they hire all that and they get drained by the operation. It's like, why would you do that? Right? Because all of these people, they will require salaries, they will require care, they will require human resource management.
Absolutely.
And you don't have that expertise. So in the beginning, let's invest on something which is manageable with your own hand. You got my point? So that's why I say, how much do you have? It's like, I have 100,000. Okay, Habibi, why don't you buy something which is a trading? Right? You buy something that you can trade with instead of going into operation, opening a salon, opening a restaurant, opening an operational business where you never had an expertise before, and you fail into that trap.
Absolutely right, because with trading, if you have goods, you always have the goods. You can
exactly
sell it. You never lose it all.
Exactly.
But with
the moment you come into a setup of an operation, it's a headache, right? If you don't have the expertise in running an operation, I'm sorry, you will fail. No matter what you do, you will fail. Now, for me, I understand now, if I want to establish an entity, a corporation, it's easy for me to establish, right? Because I understand what
it's easy now for you.
Yes, it's easy for me because I understand what does a human resource management means, what does a procurement mean, what does an accounting department means, what does an operation means, right? Or a manufacturing division means. So I will know how to manage all of these organizations.
Like a Lego.
Easy. But if you don't have that expert and you think that you can, because you have a capital and you can run an operation, you will fail.
I want to know, how did you feel? I know it's completely away from this, but I want to know, how did you feel when you saw His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed and Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid walking on the malls and reassuring people? Because I see the pride comes to you.
Look, to be honest with you, it gives you goosebump, and a lot of people actually didn't see the point and the concept of why they did that. I've seen so many countries went into wars. I've seen so many countries where their president left the nation, right, because they couldn't handle. They escaped. They took the money. They took the gold. They took everything they had. Absolutely. And they left the people alone. They left the country alone, and they flee from the whole country, right? But here it's an statement where the rulers themselves telling you, guys, we are here with you, beside you, next to you, right? Walking in the mall, telling you, guys, we still exist over here. We're not hiding behind the walls. We're not hiding behind our palaces. We are not hiding behind our armies or the weapons. We are in the same level, same position, same situation. We are fighting this, and we're making sure that we will bypass this situation, and we're comforting everybody to relax and to be safe.
Like a father would do with his, because
no matter what happened, you will never leave your kids and your wife and your house and run away and leave them. Right? You will fight. You will do your best. This is what exactly we do to our kids, right?
Yes.
We never let them understand how we are suffering and what's happening to us, right?
Absolutely. And if there's earthquake or something, you're not going to run away from them. You take them with you, or you stay with them. Impossible. And this is how we felt. And also, as an expat, I hear His Highness Sheikh Mohammed say that I'm also his son. It's amazing. It's rewarding. It made me want to never leave, because even in the United States, they have the Air Force One, right?
Yep.
When something happens, the president is up in the air.
Yes, exactly.
Managing the chaos.
Not only that, but so many other countries, and we've seen it. You got my point. But here, when the president of the country tells anyone who's on this land, right, has been protected regardless. He didn't mention nationality. He didn't mention race, gender, colors, nothing. He said everyone is over here is like a part of his family. It's a part of his. It's like their kids, right? I'm going to take care of you. Absolutely. I'm going to protect you. I'm going to make sure that all of these issues been resolved by us. Relax, chill, do your daily routine. Go back to your life, right? Let's leave the rest on us, and we will take care of it.
Wallah, mashallah, the way this was managed is remarkable. Now, things changed, and you're talking of adaptability and how to navigate. Where should the money go now for new investors?
I mean, see that the development is always there, brother Tariq. It never stopped. I mean, you've seen the government summit, and you've seen the content creator summit.
Yes,
right?
yes.
They gathered all of these influencers.
I was
and all
never
of them,
invited, by the way. I'm giving a shout. Invite me next time.
I mean, right? And all of these content creators who came over here, and they've seen the scenario, they've seen the market, and then they spread all the information, live information, right? For the people to witness. Everything is smooth over here. Everything is managed properly over here. Everything is going to the normality. Nothing's been affected the way that the media has been, with the propaganda of the media, which was trying their best level to affect the economy, affect the reputation of this beloved country. But yet, when the government summit happened, when the content creator came over here, and then they spread the correct information, right, with the right statements for the people to believe and understand that we are in the safe zone, we are in the best place where everyone feels safe and putting their money in the right hands, right, in the right place, the right land. What else you want?
Well, I've seen so many videos from expats from different nationality. A lot of them from England, though, talking of, regardless what happens, we're not going anywhere. It's still safer here than it is.
Exactly. And this, to be honest with you, brother Tariq, it makes me so proud to see, non-locals and talking about the country, and they're staying over here. They're like, we will never leave, we will never go. It makes me so happy, right? It makes me so proud of my country. It makes me so proud of the rulers, because the moment you have an expat or a foreigner come and say something like that, what does that mean? He's saying from his own heart.
Of course.
So, people are in the media saying, he's been paid, and they will be laughing at that statement, right? It's a nonsense.
I'll tell you what happens, though. I come from England, for example, or Germany, whatever. I wash my own car.
Yeah.
I do my own garden. So my day is consumed. I have to do everything for myself. I have to be careful, with the cent and the euro or the pound or whatever, because there's a lot of tax, there's that to pay. I come here and then I get paid well, alhamdulillah, no tax. I have a bit more money, so I'm going to get a nanny. I don't have to lock the door. Exactly. In a lot of places, if you leave your window just that much open,
that's it.
It's gone.
That's it.
You don't need to lock your door. You don't need. You send your kids down.
I'm coming. When you're talking about someone who never traveled, and then to someone who's been all over the world. I've been all over the world, and I've witnessed, and I've seen the value of safety and security.
Yes,
it's priceless.
It's the main thing.
It's priceless, right? Imagine that goes away from your chest. You can't imagine how comfort it is, right?
Absolutely.
How relieving it is. And then when you don't have to worry about the safety of your family, you don't have to worry about the safety of your kids, you don't have to worry about the security of your assets, right? Your belongings in your own house or your car or your vehicle, right? You just focus, you focus
and quality time.
And your success and your quality time and so on. Like I leave my kids like 6-7 hours going in the play, on the school, on the malls or whatever. I don't have to worry about.
That's why people get attached. People love it.
You got my point. You see them in the park. You see them at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. You don't have to worry about none of that.
Absolutely.
Just imagine how your life would be. I've stayed in the States as an adult. At 10, 11 o'clock, I'll be so scared to go to the downtown. I'll be so scared to go to certain areas because I know that those certain areas are very risky, very the high crime rates in that area. So I'll prevent myself from going to these places. Imagine you live in that situation. How would your life would be? You got my, or how much money would you spend on securing yourself, not falling into such risks?
You have to, absolutely. All the time you need to spend money on rights and
protecting yourself, preventing yourself.
You still didn't answer me now. Investors, I have a couple of million now.
Yeah.
Green or local millions. Where should I put them now?
The best thing, real estate is number one.
Yeah.
Yes, real estate is, no matter what we say, real estate is number one. Second thing is that the new development in the AI is going crazy.
Okay, so with the real estate or AI?
AI is going crazy. I mean, and the cyber security is also crazy. It's so crazy,
definitely.
right? And I mean, I've just attended into an event. It's called the Pitch, right?
Yes.
And then I've seen almost 30 to 35 startup companies.
Yes.
And the ideas, it was so crazy that you can't imagine how people can come up with certain ideas, right? And there is the moment you understand that there is a problem in the market, and then you find startup entities trying to find solution for these problems, and then they're trying to sell those solution in a faster way, in a huge amount of money, you will go crazy.
Actually, I've been to the pitch and I met few friends, amazing entrepreneurs.
Exactly. I mean, the ideas that I sat over there and I was looking at their ideas. It was a crazy of ideas I never thought of. So that's why I always tell them, guys, come out of the boxes. Forget about the conventional way of doing business. Do something new. Do something, I mean, very creative. And especially with the technologies adding so much value, making your life so much easy that you can invest your money in a faster, easier way. So one of my friends also established a business in 6 months, again into AI development and so on. And rose a capital and pitched that company with the first phase, right? He sold the company 400 million.
Wow,
in 6 months. In 6 months, imagine.
MashaAllah, that's amazing.
Right? It's nothing to do with the real estate, it's nothing to do with construction, it's nothing to do with the normal conventional way of business, but in a very smart way of being creative in doing such a business.
It's also a big risk because he could have done it and not got anything back.
For sure. I mean, the infrastructure, Brother Tariq, helps a lot.
Definitely, it does help, and real estate is very, very safe.
Yeah.
Regardless of what happens,
Yes.
you know, it's very safe. Prices will
It's
go
a fixed
down.
measure. It's a fixed measure.
It
You
will go back
understand
up
that
again.
this is the face value. This is your present value, and this is the profit margin that you can make on based on the percentage that you can see in the market value. Easy, right?
But inventing something like your friend did, this is
something
amazing.
phenomenal. Exactly. This is an extraordinary, and this is actually, to be honest with you, you will see a lot of entrepreneurs becoming a VCs nowadays. Right?
Yes.
And they did their startup, they sold the company, and they did that
they
one
become
time, 2 times, 3 times, and then they understood the game and they became now a VC there. So they're investing also in the startup and helping also startup to build some cooperation and entities in that manner.
And those investors would invest in people more than invest in entities, or they will invest in the entity. Or
They
bit of
will
both.
invest in both, right? When they understand that the idea is successful, the product is sellable, right? And the people who has done it, they have a certain limitation based on the capital that they have.
Yes.
So they understood that the moment that they invest more, that they will develop this company to 10x or 100x or whatever.
It's often 100x.
Exactly.
I believe.
Exactly.
Brother Salim, thank you very much for accepting my invitation.
My pleasure. Anytime.
I would love to speak with you once again in Arabic.
Yeah, for sure, Habibi.
But it was important to cover this, you know, to the international audience, our friends, and also family.
Anytime.
Also family.
Anytime.
Appreciate your time, your advice, your presence. Thank you very much.
All my pleasure, brother.
And we'll see you soon, inshallah.
Definitely, inshallah, Habibi.